Welcome, Roddy. How you doing tonight?
Pretty good. How you doing, man?
Doing all right. You're part of the Nutraceutical team, right?
Yes, I am.
Right on. Awesome. Cool. Well, we're so happy that you guys joined us. Any other team members coming?
Well, Nutra Beast, he's on the team. Let's see who else. I don't know if anybody else is. I think everybody else is asleep because they live in the UK. And I don't know what Craig's doing. Craig might come.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, Craig's how we made our connection here. So that's great. Good guy.
Oh yeah,
But
he's
go
he's been
ahead.
a blessing to the team. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, real solid dude. We appreciate him. Yeah, so what we do here on Heroes Live and in Person is we bring other projects in to share and do a deep dive of everything that you guys are all about. We record these spaces and they get posted on our YouTube channel so they can be shared with your community at any point in time. And it's our effort to give a form of education in the space. What questions to ask, from myself, or maybe a community member might come up and ask a question. But ultimately, it's, I guess you could call it unity, unifying DeFi, or, just a way for us to reach out and bring awareness to other great projects. So
Hell
my
yeah,
name is
man.
Scott Smith. Hell yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, my name's Scott. I'm the lead dev of Heroes Token, and we welcome you to the space. So go ahead and introduce yourself and give us a little bit of a background on you.
Right on. I appreciate it. My name is Rodney Gubler, and I started Nutra. Let's see. I think I started around March. I think March is when I started like gathering people to be on my team. I've been in DeFi now for a few years. Um, and I noticed that the DeFi always had like the same thing going on, right? It was like all these projects were popping up, and it just seemed like it was a repeating theme with like the wallets and the swaps and I don't know, payment systems and stuff like that. And you never really saw anything different. And me, I've been in the nutraceutical industry for about 25 years. We have a family business where we manufacture the nutraceuticals, dietary supplements, and it's been in business now for 35 years. So I thought back in February, I think, before I started this, I reached out to a bunch of projects to see if like they wanted to get a supplement made, with their logo on it, that had their website information, that had everything like their Telegram, their Twitter, kind of a different way to advertise your project. I didn't have a lot of success, I guess I should say. A lot of projects, it was hard to get to talk to the people who ran the project actually, because a lot of them wouldn't even, not very many projects were doxed, right? A lot of projects won't dox because I guess a lot of the devs don't want it people to know who they are. So I just didn't have very much success. So I thought, you know what, why not just start my own project? I'll get a team together. I have this factory uh, at my, at my fingertips. I can make any supplement I want. So why not start my own project and start my own label, to where I can offer other projects kind of like a white label service. When you make a supplement, there is just so many things that you have to do to make a supplement. It takes so long to do it, like from start to finish. A lot of times it takes up to 6 months. With the formulations, with the quality control department, signing all the things off, and batch sheets and all of that. So I thought, why not make a label where I can offer this as a white label service to where everything's done. So all the project has to do is, we make an agreement, and then I can just slap their label on a supplement. Like we started the energy drink mix. It's an easy supplement to make. Projects can come to us, we'll make the agreement, and they can put their info on that stick pack. Like for example, with Volt and Yeti, we're doing the stick pack for Volt and Yeti, and we'll stick their logo on it, all their information, and then they kind of put it out on the market and sell it, or they can give it to their UFC fighters. Yeti Coin has the workout to earn app, so they'll like start giving the supplement to people, when they buy the app and stuff. So it's kind of an easier way to market your project. And there are a lot of projects out there that don't even have a utility. So we can offer this to them, kind of like help them gain a utility to where they can start bringing revenue back into their project. And by doing these contracts with these other projects, that also brings revenue back to Nutra. So, it's kind of a different thing. It's never been done before. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of what we're doing.
Nice. Yeah, and you know what? When you look back at March, right, it was a totally different space. I mean, it was
Oh
a
yeah.
more of a us versus them mentality. That's kind of when we really started doing our live and in person and, introducing other projects to the community and doing, these spaces and working with a bunch of fantastic projects since then. So, I want to just thank you again for joining us. And,
I appreciate it.
I've got a lot of questions here, but going back to the whole Nutraceutical, the creating supplements, it's a family owned business for 30 years, and you've been in crypto, but and you kind of touched on it that there's nothing else out there that is offering this, but, what was that main focus of, hey, you know what, this would be a good idea to put this on the blockchain? What was your thought process there?
Um, I don't know, man. I kind of just wanted to bring something different to crypto. A lot of projects were spending a lot of money on billboards and stuff like that, and it really didn't have any effect to their project. Like I remember Wolverine who did it, Saitama did it, and it did absolutely nothing for their project, and they spent a lot of money on those billboards. I figure like if you want to get out there and if you want to advertise your project, let's do it a different way. With supplements, you can put supplements anywhere. Like you can go to a clothing store and on their over by their cash register, they'll have supplements. It's crazy. You can fit them in any kind of, I don't know, market, any industry, whatever. You can put supplements there. And so it's by putting their logos on these supplements, it's just kind of advertising to places where, those billboards can't get. And the supplement industry, I mean, man, it's a booming industry, right? It's like a $500 billion industry. So why not mix crypto in with it? I have, like I said, I have the means to do it. Like I have the factory and all of that, so I can make these supplements for a lot cheaper than if they were to go anywhere else. So I don't know. I think I just wanted to do something different in a way of helping projects advertise their uh, their logos and stuff.
Yeah, and it is very different. And a project like Yeti Coin, it's Yeti Coin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so their whole theme is work out to earn, and for them it definitely makes sense for advertising. Um, so what kind of supplements does your company offer?
So Nutra right now, all we have for a white label service is the energy drink. But we're gonna be moving on to other supplements. We're gonna do we want to do like a whole fitness line. So when we get these partnerships with these projects that are in the health industry, like how Yeti is, I mean, there's a lot of projects coming out that are in the health industry. We want to do like protein shakes, pre-workouts, post-workouts, BCAAs, all of that.
Oh, that's awesome. And I I am one of those people that do take supplements. I take them on a regular basis. My wife does as well, and she has me on this 2 a day workout program that is just crushes my soul. And uh, Jeez. But yeah, no, and so anything that kind of eases that and helps you develop a little, faster, or helps cut down that burn so that I can actually function at the day job the following day, right?
Right, exactly.
I totally am all for it, and I've got my own regimen of things that that I take, but yeah, I love that idea, and I love the fact that you're bringing this to the blockchain. So
Ever since the pandemic started, I think people are, taking a lot better care of themselves and a lot. And actually, the supplement industry has boomed during the pandemic. People are buying vitamins left and right, trying to boost up their immune system. So, getting in this industry now and mixing it with crypto, I think, it's something that's going to be uh, very profitable. It'll bring a lot of money into the project. It's just getting out there and getting these projects to do it. You know, we started talking with some of the devs with Shiba. Like they were really interested in getting a supplement made because all these bigger projects that have been in the space for a while, they see that, the same thing has been done over and over and over again. And it really hasn't gotten anybody anywhere. So the bigger projects, it's kind of cool that, they're coming and looking at us saying, you know what, putting a supplement or putting our logo and all our information on a supplement is actually a good way to advertise. So these projects are looking for that. So it's kind of cool that we're able to offer this, as a new, different way of advertising your
yeah,
project.
absolutely. And we've seen. I think I have an echo here. Yeah, we've seen a lot of the same thing.
Oh, I lost you.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think your mic is picking up my voice.
oh, are you echoing? Am I doing it?
Yeah, yeah,
Hold on.
yeah. Just mute yourself for a sec.
Oh, it should. All right. Yeah, it's not even on.
All right, yeah. So, we've seen a lot of
Sorry
that,
about that.
and
It totally was on, dude. That's my bad. I just. All right, here we go.
all good, buddy. Yeah, we've seen that as well. And, we love the idea that you're taking a real world product and you're bringing it into this space. What that does is it does a number of things. It actually has a market that is not just focused on the crypto community, right? Which, we saw it kind of boom up and the volume of crypto was crazy for a while there. And now it's like dipping down and people are getting scared and kind of stepping away, right?
Yeah,
With,
dude, it's bad. It's bad.
yeah. And
It,
yeah, with
sorry.
what you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, man, like we launched in this bear market thinking that, it was gonna be easy, but you're right, man. People are exiting left and right. The crypto market has literally lost over $2 trillion in the past like 8 months, 9 months, and that's a huge crash. So hopefully, as soon as the market picks up, things will get a little bit better. But yeah, man, this bear market is killing us.
Right. And what you've got is you've got a product that is available to people that are maybe not in this space that, might get eyes on it in a local retail situation. Um, and that can bring them to you, right? I mean, if they pick up the supplement because it's going to give them energy and, they like it, they're going to look into who created that supplement, and that's going to bring them the nutraceutical. Heroes is doing very much a similar idea with our apparition project, and it is real world products that are marketed outside of crypto. It's marketed to people like yourself that have organizations that, want to cut down on overall or overhead costs and, streamline things. And, it is something that we are hoping is going to get mass adopted by everyone outside of crypto, and they're going to look into who we are and find their way to us and allow us to kind of give them an introduction to a good project, right? And yeah, go ahead.
No, I agree with you, man. I think that, you're going to see it more and more real world businesses um, putting crypto and their business together. I think it's going to happen more and more. Hopefully, the mass adoption will hit. But I don't know, dude, like with all these like scams that have been going on, right? I mean, I think there's like 10 scams a day. People are getting rugged left and right. So many people are exiting and they're afraid to invest in crypto. But, I think a lot of people are doing it the wrong way. They want to invest in those meme coins that have that fast pump, but then that huge dump, right? And so they don't see these projects like ours that are actually trying to build something where it'll bring more like new money into the crypto space, right? Putting out a supplement and selling it out on the open market to where people buy it, that brings new money into crypto. That's bringing a lot of revenue and all that new money to crypto. That's what we need to see. But we know, I think with all these meme coins, man, it's killing us.
Yeah, and it's just it all comes down to regulation and people not being educated. I think they jump into those projects because they believe that, if they put in $100 today, tomorrow they're going to pull out 10,000, right? And that's not the case, especially not in this market. Maybe back in, last November, December, possibly, but not right now. Definitely
No,
not.
heck no.
And actually that brings me to an awesome point. I mean, you say you started developing this back in March. Today, actually 8/24 this morning was Heroes Token's 1 year anniversary.
Hell
We
yeah, dude.
launched,
Congratulations.
yeah, we launched a year ago, and let me tell you, man, it was crazy because you say how hard it is to launch in the bear market. It's just as difficult to kind of maintain and regulate as the market kind of got to where it is right now, right? I
I
mean,
can imagine. I can imagine.
so, I don't think there's a great answer of, hey, when's the best time to launch a project? I think it's going to be tough no matter what, and especially for a solid team like yourselves, which, if anyone wants to check it out, nutraceutical.finance, the entire team is on there, their docs, they have bios on them. It is a fantastic site. Love the opening graphic, by the way.
I
That is
appreciate it.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, so when I started this, I was like, all right, I'm going to do the opposite of what everybody else is doing. So I'm going to fully dox myself. I mean, people even know like what city I live in, right? I told my whole team, you guys got to dox yourself. So everybody docs themselves. And then I also brought in a lawyer. So we have a lawyer that's been in crypto for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. And she's helped us with preventing the SEC coming in and shutting us down, because a lot of projects out there right now, they're doing it completely wrong. A lot of stuff on their website, on their white paper, on their roadmap, is making their token a security, and when the SEC comes in and starts you know regulating all the different projects that are out there, 90% of them are going to shut down. I mean, it cost us a lot to bring this lawyer on. She wrote us a 16-page, um, oh gosh, I got a brain fart. She wrote us a 16-page opinion letter. So that opinion letter is one of the requirements now to get on Binance. So if you ever get on Binance and you click on to try and get your project listed on there, one of the requirements is an opinion letter from a lawyer, from a certified lawyer. So that's what we did is we built our project around in compliance with everything that we need to be in compliance with, so that when the SEC does come in, they can't they can't make us like we're not. Sorry, how can I describe this? When the SEC comes in, we'll be good because we won't be considered a security token, if that makes any sense.
Right. And I know exactly what you're talking about. Um, we've taken great measures to ensure that our white paper is written in a way that does not count our token as a security. And a lot of people,
That's good.
yeah, a lot of people are misled by that. They look at the white paper and they want to see that, hey, this, my money is going into something that's of value, right? And really, what is of value is the utility behind the project. So, I look at it as you can look at it as it's publicly traded and the community is investing in your project to help you progress and develop further and grow bigger, right?
Exactly.
But there cannot be any, promise of an increase of value. There cannot be any, I mean, hell, if you go through our website or our white paper, you will not see, any, what do you call it? Admission of, a buy or a sell.
Yeah,
It
man.
is
Like
all worded.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it is all worded in a way that allows us to avoid that security aspect.
Yeah. So like I've learned so much with starting this project. Like, have you heard of the Howie test or what's it called? The Huey test or the Howie test?
Yep.
So apparently if you promise, so I found this out, if you promise to do buybacks and burns, like if you have that on your website saying that that's what you're going to do and that's a guarantee, that's considered a security token. And when we first started our project, that was like our main thing. That was like our main thing. We're like, we're going to be doing this and this and this. And she's like, no, you can't do that. If you do that, you're considered a security. So we literally had to rewrite our whole white paper. Actually, she rewrote most of it. We had to redo our whole website. Like it was crazy, man. But it's cool because um like I made Nutra like an LLC here in Utah. And I'm the one that's like responsible for everything, right? So it's good. It's a relief to know that if the SEC does start cracking down on crypto, I think they're going to start with the exchanges. And I think that's why a lot of these exchanges are like rugging. Have you noticed that? I mean, the FTSX exchange, like
Yeah.
totally rugging, right? Um, Luna, totally rugged. I mean, they're not exchanges. They're the big, the bigger coins. I get. Wait, FTX is an exchange. I
Yeah.
think it's because the SEC is cracking down hard on those exchanges, and it's going to be
Yeah.
their projects next.
And you're right. They are. They are going to go after the exchanges. I heard after XRP that they're going to set their focus on Ethereum. Um, you know, to
Awesome.
which is not great, right? But I mean, those are all right now rumors. But I do believe that the government has been pressing to get more involved, and we've seen it last tax season. We've seen it, over the last few months. The news I think has been scaring people away, but the what's going on in the economy. And I mean, hell, my stock portfolio looks like shit right now too, you know?
Oh my,
So
I bet, man. It's
yeah,
pretty bad.
it's everywhere. But you know, you're doing it right. You know, you've taken all the precautions to avoid being considered a security. You know, you formed an LLC. We did the exact same thing. We are a for-profit business, even though a lot of people associate us as a charity token, which we do. One of our aspects is benefiting charity, which we just ran a poll today that just ended. And you know, but that's one of our core beliefs is we feel like there's enough money to go around to be able to give back to make the world a better place, and that's something that we've always kind of stood by.
Of course, of course.
You know, and but you know what you're doing here is you're putting a real world business, a for profit business, right? You're making just
Yep.
supplements that are going to benefit, you know, people that, you know, could use them. And you're attaching it to a token. So you're bridging that space between, you know, what everyone knew 20 years ago to what's kind of new right now, as far as, you know, I always relate to the 90s and late 80s when the internet was kind of coming into play. I think that's
Yep.
I think that's where we're at with crypto right now is, you know, everyone is kind of not sure of it. They're scared of it. They're worried that, you know, they're going to jump in and all of a sudden, you know, their bank accounts are going to get cleaned out. And that's not the case if they're smart, right? But
Exactly.
yeah. So anyway, let's move on to you guys here and let's talk about your tokens.
Sounds good, man.
All right. So why don't you go ahead with the tokenomics and the overall supply?
Right on. So we started off with 10 billion. So when we did our pre-sale and our private sale, when we finished those, we were going to launch the token. We didn't sell enough tokens, so we had to burn a ton of tokens. I mean, we didn't have to do it, but you know, I thought it would be a lot better that we burned the tokens, so like the deployer wallet didn't hold like a shit ton, right? If people see your deployer wallet holds like 70% or 80% of your tokens, you know that people get scared. So we burnt them before we launched, before we put the liquidity in, before we did anything. We burnt the tokens. So we burnt 80% of them. Now, obviously burning tokens does absolutely nothing to the value of, you know, your project. So it didn't do anything, but we did burn 80% of it. So we started off with 10 billion and we burned it down to 2 billion. So we have a 2 billion circulating supply. We give 4% rewards in Ethereum, and it's cool because, you know, a lot of the holders, you know, when we first started and we had a lot of volume going through, a lot of the holders were getting like 300, $400 like a week. Some were getting like 300 or $400 every other day. So it was really nice that we could do the 4% rewards. You know, low volume, you know, obviously the rewards aren't that great, so it kind of sucks. You know, we got the 1% treasury, we got the 1% that goes to Defiant. We use Defiant for like a launching platform because we wanted to make sure everything was secure and that, you know, our holders had that sense of security that this project isn't going to get rugged. So we launched through Defiant. They get 1% of our taxes. And let's see, what else? 4% rewards in Ethereum. And I'm having a brain fart today. Um,
Yeah.
the
Marketing deck,
4%
right?
rewards in Ethereum. Let's see, the Treasury, Defiant, and then crap. Oh yeah, the marketing wallet. My gosh. And then we got the marketing wallet. So we have 10% total, 10% buy and sell. Sorry about that. Um, yeah, the marketing wallet. So that's our tokenomics. We thought 2 billion would be a good supply. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is really kind of one of those personal preference type of things. I think that, when regulation does come into play, I've heard little tidbits about, max supplies and what is going to be allowed. So, you're a hell of a lot closer than we are to that number.
I haven't heard anything about that. What have you heard about supply and stuff? Do projects have to have a lower supply, or what have you heard?
So, yeah, what I've heard is 100 million is the max for it to be considered legitimate, but they have not put anything out there that makes it that you have to do that yet. But again, it's like with all the regulations that are coming out, and all the hearsay regulations that potentially could be coming out, it just could be BS that, I heard that someone was throwing out there that that's the way it's going to be. But, um, you know, I did hear that that was the number. However, uh, I don't think that, until they actually release that, hey, this is the number, I don't think anyone has to worry. And it may never get to that. It may, be like that was just something that was rumored and goes away, right? So, like I
Yeah, I
said,
guess there are a lot of rumors that go around. So, it could be true, it might not, who knows. But 100 million, that's actually a pretty good amount. Um, I kind of wish we would have done ours a little bit lower, but I wanted it to be easier to hit that 1 cent. We almost hit it on our launch day. We got pretty close. Yeah, but I think 2 billion is good. What's the supply of heroes?
100 quad.
Uh, hey, you know
Yeah.
what? There's nothing wrong with that, man.
Um,
You guys launched last year, so I can understand why you launched with the 100 quad.
yeah, and we did launch with, a burn mechanism in place. And we have burnt quite a bit of the supply, but it's only about 11% total. So yeah, I mean,
Well,
we're just looking at.
when you guys launched last year, I think every project that was launching had a huge supply, so I can
Yeah,
understand. Yeah.
yeah, and that was kind of the thing at the time was, your dollar gets you a lot more. People like seeing, millions, billions, trillions, in their wallet versus, 20, right? So
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah. So but yeah, I mean, it's changed a lot in the last year, everything that's happened, all the stuff that has come into play, the way the projects have overall changed from what was launching then to what is launching now. And, I think the projects that have stuck it out, the ones that are working in this time, right? When everything is moving sideways in a bearish, market. And those projects that are out there and are continuing to build, I think those are the ones that the next bull run are going to really prosper. I mean, they're going to be the ones that really take off. At least
Man,
I'm hoping.
I give props to you for staying around because when you launched last year, I think that the projects that launched, right around the same time you did, I think 99% of them are done. Like they're not even around anymore. So man, I give props to you. Good job.
Let me tell you, it hasn't been easy, but we quickly learned that what we launched was not enough, right? And we've constantly evolved and changed and added utility, and are building an ecosystem that is just gonna support us regardless of chart action, right? And that's what you guys have, really. I mean, you have a outside source that is supporting your project regardless of what the chart does. Now, granted, it's awesome to have people come in and see the possibilities of your project and want to ape in and buy large bags. I mean, we all love that, right? And see that chart go up.
Exactly. You're right.
Yeah, but you have to have. something else. And I think the projects that are in this space at this time are realizing that. So, you are way ahead of the projects that are trying to figure this out. How are they going to, be able to have a good project and make, sustain it long term, without having some kind of outside income coming in to support it. And
Yeah, because a lot of projects they rely on the community to bring in more people so that their charts go up. They have no they're not putting out a product, you know what I mean? They're not putting out a product to the consumer that's bringing in revenue to your project. All they have is the community to hype up the project, and I think that's why a lot of them died. A lot of them died because the community or no one was coming in to buy into their projects, and so they just decided to rug or give up. So yeah, I agree with you on that, man.
yeah, and that's awesome. I really do like it, and I love the little chart that you have that kind of breaks down your flow of funds. So it looks like you are supplying like giveaways and contests, and your buybacks and burns from revenue from the actual physical product, right?
So yeah, so this is what I learned from our lawyer. Um, when you have a product out there that's bringing revenue into your project, that's considered profit, right? So when all that profit goes into like buybacks and burns to raise your charts, then you're considered a security. So what she told us to do is all the revenue comes in, it goes into a corporate wallet, and then we decide what we're going to do with that. That way that there's no guarantees that it's going to be in a buyback and burn. So that's why we have it going to contests, giveaways, charity. It can go into the treasury. So since not all of it goes into buybacks and burns, that's kind of a way to pass or to get by of not being a security. So yeah, that's why we have our chart or that flow chart that shows the giveaways and stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love that. So looking at the team that you guys have here, looks like you're made up of eight devs. So how did you guys all come about and meet?
So I when I first well not yeah I think when I first got into crypto, um, let's see, one of the first projects that I bought into was Fireflame, and um, I got to kind of know the people in their Telegram. So when I thought of the idea of doing this project, I hit up the dev of Fireflame and talked with him, and he thought it was a good idea. Fireflame wasn't doing very good, so he came on to help me kind of start the project. I brought people in from his team, so that's where Aaron, Cameron, let's see who else, uh, Astro, um, and then I brought in Chris from Defiant because Chris has been in supplements his whole life. He's been in the supplement industry, so he came on and he brought in oh, what's his name? I only know his Twitter handle, Baba Yaga, but so the team came from different places like Defiant and Fireflame and stuff. Um, Craig brought in Prophet, who is what's his name? Art. That's right. Art. He came in to do our website, and he's kind of helped out with like banners and posters and stuff. So that's kind of how I brought the team.
Nice. And I have to say, out of all the profile pics you got there, Cameron's is my favorite. I mean, he's got that, kind of angelic, superhero-esque, looking off into the distance.
You should hear his accent. It's so like hardcore or hard and it's a UK accent, right? At first I thought he was from Ireland, but no, he's just from the UK. But his accent's pretty tough. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. So what do you guys have planned for the future? You've got this great foundation. I noticed that the supplements aren't readily available, that we can acquire them on your website yet. But what's coming up for you guys?
So we did the first batch of the energy drink. We just wanted to give it away, kind of like samples and stuff. I when we launched to when we started doing the to when the project was done or the product, we gave like a 2 month time limit. So I kind of like hurried as fast as I could to get the product out there. So we decided just to do it as giveaways and stuff. We're gonna do another batch of the 10,000 stick packs. We have another product that we're gonna do. Craig has a friend. I guess it's one of his friends that he's known his whole life, who does hedge funds and like has a marketing firm. So they're gonna help us raise the amount that we need to do a supplement that we're gonna do. Now, supplement is pretty big, so like we can't really say what it is because it's gonna be it's gonna be like I think it's gonna be all over crypto, right? As soon as everybody sees the supplement that we're gonna do, everybody's gonna buy into it. So we kind of don't want to like say what it is on any Twitter spaces or anything because we don't want to give out the idea. But we're raising the money right now to do that. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing here in the future. But in the near future, we're going to do another batch of the stick packs. We're going to get an Amazon store account. So we're going to start selling them on Amazon. Yeah, and we're just going to go with that. And then
Nice.
in the meantime, I'm formulating a bunch of different formulas so that we can offer a bigger white label service for Nutra.
No, that's great. And I back in my college days, I kind of lived on no dose for months at
Oh
a time,
man,
right?
those are so horrible for you.
Well, that was years ago.
I
I'm
know.
sure they're out of my system by now.
I'm just kidding. No, those things are full of caffeine, right?
Yeah,
What do
they
no
are.
dos have? I see them on the shelves at the gas station. We used to take them in high school too, man. Like those things are pretty powerful.
Yep, and got me through senior year of high school and college.
Nice, nice. That's what
But
it's all about.
yeah, right. Yeah, no, man, I love all this. So I will open it up here for anybody that has a question or wants to pop up and, just speak. You're more than welcome to just request. You can pop up here and we'll uh, we'll hear you out. Um, Let me see here. I don't know that I saw anything else here, but I do love what you guys are doing, and I think it's fantastic. Anything you want to add that maybe we missed?
No, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's new. It's something that's never been done. We're kind of like the pioneers in this um, department, I guess you could say. But the cool thing about it, about the our utility kind of being a family business, is that we don't really have to worry about dying out. We'll always have that utility, so we'll always be able to at least do something. So we'll always be able to stay alive and not worry about fading out like a lot of projects did. Um, but yeah, we got a lot stored in the future. So things, I think things will start picking up as soon as all the stuff with the elections and whatever passes. Hopefully, when the market starts picking up, everything will start moving a lot faster.
Yeah, I think we have some time here before the space recovers. So I would just say
Right.
plan for a while.
Yeah, probably the rest of 2022 going into 2023, probably the first part of 23, who knows. This time last year is when we were at a $3 trillion market cap, right? I think it was
Yep.
last year, like last November. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get back up there. I got my fingers crossed. But the cool thing is we got a business and we got a factory. So we're going to always be able to make supplements, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and actually, Rodney, I wanted to send a, offer to send me a DM when you get a chance.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, something I want to run by you, but
Here, I'm following you right now.
awesome. So, no, with that, I think what I'll do is I will announce. It looks like the Roald Dahl charity is who won the poll for our next charity donation, and yeah, I mean, anybody that is in the space or is listening, make sure you check out nutraceutical.finance. Check out heroes-universe.com. Both new projects, docs, devs, and continually building.
Hell yeah, man. That's what it's all about. We'll make it through this bear market.
Yep, sure will. Yeah, so any closing statements, Rodney?
Man, I think we've covered everything. If anybody has any questions or if they think of questions later, just join our Telegram. We're always in there, pretty active.
Absolutely. And you have all that information on your website as well.
Yep.
As well as LinkedIn profiles, so we can talk you.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so I appreciate you coming on, and I'm excited about what you guys are building. I can't wait to get some of the supplements, try them out.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, and I guess with that, we'll call it a night.
Hey, I appreciate you having me on here. Thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you joining, and we will get you a copy of this as soon as we can.
Heck yeah, sounds good, man.
All right, Rodney. Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.